If there's one thing that gets our action-seeking, Michael Bay explosion enthusiast blood pumping, is a good training arc. Because you know the arc to come finna be. Now this arc is long as hell, so get yourself a comfortable pillow, a little snack, and let's go. After Raditz' defeat, Gohan goes 2 for 2 and getting kidnapped by aliens as Piccolo takes him to train for the upcoming Saiyan. Piccolo saw Gohan reverse CTE Raditz and enlisted my dog in the Demon Special Forces. Meanwhile, Goku's up there in Heaven's Gates with Kami and them trying to link up with King Kai. Cause Goku know that little 400 power level ain't gonna cut it. And can we talk about King Yama's beard? How the hell you rocking the reverse widow speak, my dog? Almost a sneeze in the middle of his beard lineup. But Goku hops in the Uber and the beginning of his training finally starts now, crossing the infamous Snake Way. But Goku can move at light speed, so this should be light work. Back on Earth, Piccolo and Gohan start day 1 of 365 for their training. But Gohan's brain is still on D&D after Sternum checking Raditz. So Piccolo hits him with the original water bucket challenge, waking Gohan up. Gohan starts tweaking immediately when he realizes this crooked collard green colored convict kidnapped him. And who could blame him? He doesn't have a clue in the fucking world what happened since he was in the dream world for the last 3 hours. Piccolo then explains that even more monkeys are coming to Earth, and Gohan's power is crucial for their defeat. Gohan swears he doesn't have any power. Piccolo wanted to show Gohan exactly why he drafted him, and so he decides to Michael Jordan Gohan's head and throws him through a fucking mountain. Imagine being 4, not even knowing what multiplication is, and you about to get curveballs into Mount Everest. But the dog inside Gohan shines through once again. Even he's aware of what's about to happen, firing an attack that not only blows up the entire mountain, but leaves a vaporized trail in its aftermath. Gohan's literally a walking Bijou bomb while his biggest op is nap time. I can't. And people really think Borealis got a chance. That's tough. Even after witnessing the power within, Gohan tells Piccolo that he wants to be an octagon or some shit, and he doesn't want to fight. But Piccolo is a nigga. You know he had to give it to Gohan straight.
Gohan, there won't be no bones left to fix if the planet is wiped out.
And the first lesson of Namek Seal Boot Camp is to survive in the wilderness for 6 months alone. And y'all say Piccolo's a better dad than Goku? Bro just got custody of the child and already going to get the milk. This might seem rough, but this is a necessary step in turning Gohan into a fighting machine. Fatalation 613. Self-sufficiency is an important part of being a warrior. And so Gohan's journey begins, and boy oh boy are we in for some greatness. And his first step towards completing his training is to overcome fear itself. But that's easier said than done when you have literal dinosaurs as neighbors. But when it seemed that Gohan would turn into a prehistoric palate cleanser, the power of the Prince of all Crash Outs activates once again as Gohan leaps on top of the mountain, leaving the dinosaur munching on a hearty dinner of crusty pebbles. Speaking of dinner, Goku's stomach starts doing backflips while he's still running to King Kai's. Now I know Goku got a black hole for a digestive tract, but if it's been a whole day with no eats, shit, I'd be hungry as hell too. And like father like son, Gohan starts getting hungry as well when suddenly 2 apples fall from the sky. Now me personally, I would have thought it was Ryuk trying to swoon me, and I would have slapped his ass back into the Stone Age. You're not getting no years from me, bucko.
I like you, man. You lie a lot.
But it was actually Piccolo acting as a dad that stepped up, providing for his new son. And this is one of my favorite parts of this entire arc, seeing Piccolo's change of heart because of the vision he had of Kami and him getting put on a t-shirt in 1 year, wanting to leave a legacy. And the legacy that he left behind is in the son of his biggest op. It's a wholesome hood story that can make a grown man cry. But day 2 won't be any easier than day 1, as Gohan faces the same problem that he had yesterday, being 1,000 fucking feet in the air. Meanwhile, Big Bean Daddy Roby pulls up on Krillin, telling him that Kami wants to train him, Yamcha, Tien, and the Pillsbury Doughboy. So Krillin goes see Yamcha first, and we find out his ass playing baseball. And I too was contemplating a career in this sport after seeing that one Megan clip.
It should have been me.
And Tien and Chaozu posted up in their cut with one of the baddest in the whole show, but she be switching her lace more than these TikTok shorties every time she sneezes, going from a soft girl to a YN, so approach at your own risk. Speaking of baddies, where is this bit, bro? And don't think I forgot about Goku. His ass still running up. Goku!
Get your ass up!
After falling off Snake Way, Goku lands headfirst in Hell, losing half of his last brain cell in the process, as he then proceeds to spend the day with Hell's very own Thing 1 and Thing 2. And if you're not familiar with this episode, or even remember these 2 boogaloos, their names are Goz and Mez. And since not a single soul on this entire planet cares about these 2, I'ma wrap this up ASAP and get back to the real star. Now that Goku's stuck underneath the clouds of Snake Way, he has to compete in a challenge that these 2 irrelevant niggas come up with. But never in a billion years would our glorious king ever lose to these baboons. So the Crip brother challenges Goku to a sumo match, and Goku finesses him, hitting him with the 8 trigrams air palm. Crip tries to help Goku escape, but Goku still can't get through because for some reason Snake Way clouds are harder than paying attention in the class with these new generation teachers. But that's when the Blood brother bums in, pointing out what I just said, which means either the Crip brother has the IQ of a fish scale or he's one lying mother. Blood tells Goku if he beats him in a game of tag, he'll show him the way out. He gets cooked, and finally Goku can get back on Snake Way. But guess what? Come on, guess. That's right. Goku gets tricked twice in a row, and now he's in the same place he started. Keep in mind, he started running 6 months ago. 6 months from now, Chi-Chi gonna be pressing Goku in Otherworld, asking where the fuck he was. And he go hit her with that.
Nigga, I was running.
Thank God that's over. The entire day has gone by, and Gohan is still stuck, but at least he's finding entertainment up there. Oh, look, a full moon. a transformation that we haven't seen since the first half of Dragon Ball. It was only a matter of time until Gohan tapped into his Saiyan birthright. But the name of this episode is Gohan Goes Bananas. This gotta be racially motivated, right? Who the hell wrote this title? Frieza? With the weight of his primal power pummeling the mountain peak, Gohan finally is back on solid ground. And you could tell he really had beef with that goddamn mountain, cause the no-look closed backhand is nasty work. But this is good for Piccolo. It gives him a taste of what a Saiyan's real potential looks like. If Goku went ape during the World Martial Arts Tournament a few years ago, yo ass would have been up there with Goals and Mez on the daily. A fate I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. But while Gohan's out of control, Piccolo remembers Raditz' speech and destroys the moon, turning Gohan back, ripping his tail off and giving him some new drip and a sword. Gohan wakes up and continues his battle against Mother Nature, even getting snatched by Sasuke's summoning hawk. Who's gonna tell this oversized parakeet he's in the wrong universe? But when things couldn't get any worse, the hawk drops him into Goliath's ground glory hole, and ends up in an Illuminati ruin, where he meets a robot trapped in a bunch of rubble. The robot tells Gohan that the only way out is through the path behind him, and the path leads into a whole Minecraft ravine. I can hear the zombies and creatures down there already. Gohan, like the real nigga he is, decides to get both him and the robot out of the cave. But as soon as he tries, the cave starts collapsing, forcing the robot to use the last of his strength to throw Gohan to the other side, sacrificing himself for our little warrior in the making. If only the robot survived, the cowboys could have used him. But with his dying breath, the robot tells Gohan to be strong, and Gohan finally starts understanding what it means to take care of himself. Gohan then goes on to start searching for his own food, finding shelter, and even remembering a lesson Goku taught him about how making a vegan band-aid. But he's not alone in this cave, as the next morning we see the good dinosaur was Gohan's roommate, but Big Fella was only in the cave because he was hurt. Seeing that, Gohan makes a giant Goku get better special for him too, and befriends the Brontosaurus. He then goes to find food for both of them, but when he comes back, that same T-Rex that's been chasing little bro around all damn day is trying to turn Gohan's new friend into tonight's special, table for one. But the dinosaur didn't know he wasn't dealing with your ordinary Gohan anymore. This is the Gohan that got that heart, hitting the stop, drop, and roll, dodging the low sweep, and jumping into the air, grabbing his sword, and his eye got knocked out again until the next day. And when he wakes up, he sees that his friend is gone. In a very short time, Gohan has learned two extremely valuable lessons. Only the strong survive, and no one's here to save you. And these two lessons are beginning to sizzle in Gohan's spirit, as we see that Gohan starts thriving, living the Tarzan lifestyle, even turning the same dinosaur into T-Rex T-Bone state, controlling his ki. Bro's a straight savage now. And people say Dragon Ball has no depth, and Piccolo's training somewhere in Egypt, lifting pyramids and shit. I know King Tut in there like these, but Piccolo can't control his power fully and blows up the pyramid. The Nile police department about to give him a fine so crazy the Dragon Balls can't even fix it. Yeah, Piccolo, get the hell out of there before you fuck up your motion for generations to come. But while Gohan's walking his dog, he accidentally gets too close to Piccolo's desert disaster, as an earthquake catches him lacking and he falls through. But thanks to his sword, he's able to hold on. However, the plates start closing in like those booby traps you see in a generic action movie. But Gohan gets into his Spider-Man bag, jumping out and hitting a superhero landing.
3 hours later.
Piccolo's continuing his training. And is he training to fight the Saiyans or become the Avatar? Somebody let me know. It's not like Vegeta any better though. At the same time, the humans finally linked up at Kami's lookout, sparring with each other, and are about to meet one of, if not my favorite character in the entire show, the legend himself, Big Popo. The humans start pressing Kami, saying that they want to do the same training Goku did, and Kami hits him with an insane troll, and these are his exact words. Diabolical work. Who knew Kami had a sense of humor? But Mr. Popo takes him to this extremely dark room with an extremely questionable marking and teleports him to Jim Crow era planet Vegeta. But there are two Saiyans lurking around like that one dude in a group chat of 20 people, and this Quagmire looking Saiyan jump scares Chaozu. And this should have been a sign that that little nigga cannot hang. What do you mean fight the Saiyans, my dog? We should be at home watching Dragon Tales. Tien crashes out and pulls out the only effective move in his entire bag, the Tri-Beam. But plot was down on Tien's side, and Lord Farquaad puts a stop to that immediately. Quagmire then straight microwaves Chaozu's medulla, throwing him in a place I do not need to know the details of. Tien tries to fight back, but he goes 0 for 5, getting spleen checked and given the same treatment Chaozu got. Yamcha tries to save Tien with the spirit ball, but the Saiyans took that shit like a calm breeze. Just then, the two Baldies and the retired bandit hit a combo attack that also doesn't do shit. One of the Saiyans hits Krillin with a Kakashi combo, and he also proceeds to get the cheese touch to the cranium, getting blasted into an overhead smash back down from where he came. Yamcha and Tien in a last-ditch effort try to get back for their fallen friends, but then get cooked by the Pythagorean theorem beam, and that's when they wake up in the same room that they started in. Turns out it was only their souls that was transported, but now they know exactly how vicious the upcoming threat to Earth really is. Gohan, is you doing homework, my nigga? He's a better student than me, I'll tell you that much. The only student that's more consistent than Gohan is the Lo-Fi girl, and Piccolo's out there literally fighting his inner demons, exchanging exchanging blows until the sun comes up. And Gohan has gone on a whole adventure, ending up on the coastline. Feeling a little homesick, he decides to take to the sea to find his mom, building a boat while Piccolo's posted up with a double off guard. No one is there to take your picture in the middle of the Grand Canyon, buddy. Gohan finishes his boat and sets sail, playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag with no NPCs, when suddenly a storm engulfs Gohan as he wakes up on a different shore. Oh, there's the NPCs. Now it turns out that these children are actually orphans and all of their parents were wiped out by a giant tsunami. And now they follow the lead of the oldest kid, Figaro, as they take Gohan in as their own. Now the kids are beefing with the feds because they don't want to go to school or something. Gohan tries to help, but eventually they get cornered and caught. Figaro decides to take Gohan away from everyone and takes him to a spot where he can find his mom, giving directions since he's the only one with an actual family. After some time, Gohan reaches his mom's house, but after some serious contemplation, he decides that the best thing to do is to continue preparing for the Saiyans. Piccolo himself acknowledges Gohan's actions and decides he's finally ready for combat training. And at this moment was when I really started rooting for Gohan, showing how much he matured in such a short amount of time. Absolute cinema. After a long day of training, Gohan falls asleep as he has this fruit ninja ass dream, which quickly turns into a nightmare as he wakes up and another full moon. The moon in the dream causes Gohan to crash out as he starts mixing Piccolo's ass up, and even the shadow clone jutsu isn't enough to stop YN and Gohan. So Piccolo, master of all 4 elements, lightning beds Gohan, but that don't work as Gohan transforms yet again, becoming the embodiment of Black Air Force energy. Piccolo tries to blow up the moon again, but it's just an illusion. Gohan starts working Piccolo, even hitting him with the Hashirama, catching one of his beams in this giant ape hand. But eventually the real source that's causing this mess is revealed, and it's Goku's old Saiyan pod. Piccolo charges up a special beam cannon, putting the ship out of commission. And the Saiyans are smart as hell, by the way, for having this feature that makes an artificial moon when the planet doesn't have one. Back on Snake Way, Goku gets sucked by a snake, and he ends up in a room with all these bad hugs, you know what I'm saying? You know what, forget the earth, I'm staying right here. No? Bad idea? Okay. Goku starts dancing with what he thinks is King Kai, and since he left his last brain cell in hell, he holds her like your teacher giving you your test back. Goku realizes that she isn't King Kai and decides to leave, but they trap Goku with one single word: dinner. Lord have mercy. You already know Goku starts stuffing his face, but when he tries to leave, the other ladies try to distract him. And then this girl just plays single player Russian roulette. Eventually they build Cosmic Goku and he falls asleep. Goku starts having nightmares of what's to come and wakes up immediately, pissing off these demons, showing their true colors. Long story short, Goku escapes and turns Princess Snake into a knot, wrapping things up here and making his final trek to King Kai's place, leaping up into the air and coming crashing down on the surface, as the gravity here is no joke. And of course, Goku's hungry again as he sees a blueberry tree and tries to climb it, but the gravity stops him from doing so. Just then he sees a monkey moving freely and determines that this is the real King Kai, asking for his train. And Goku starts copying the monkey's every move, and without a doubt racism reaching an all-time high if Frieza ever gets his hands on this footage. Just then this Smurf koi fish fusion looking dude reveals himself, and Toriyama is a genius. I don't think anyone could have guessed that King Kai would have been this much of a goofball. Underrated for real. Since King Kai is a comedian, he only allows Goku to train under him if he can make him laugh. Goku reaches deep into his duffy and pulls out 2 generational jokes, I cannot lie, and King Kai agrees to train him. For his first task, he has to catch Bubbles the monkey, and after a bit of critical thinking and 6 plates of food, he finally finesses Bubbles and catches him, moving on to the next phase, which is hitting Jeffrey the cricket with a hammer. Now Jeffrey is even faster than Bubbles, and the hammer is heavy as hell, so Goku had a harder time, and as a result, the planet gets turned into Swiss cheese by the time Goku is able to catch it. And it's during this time that Goku gets taught more about his origin, with the Saiyans living on a planet with the same gravity as King Kai, and some of the warrior race's history as well. Now Goku's case here is quite interesting, because in one hand he denies his origin, saying that he can never be like them, pillaging planets for profit, but he seems more than happy when he admits that he's a Saiyan too when it comes to getting adjusted to the planet's gravity. It's a nice gateway into him coming to terms with both his origin and his personality on Namek. Days pass, and now Goku's final test is to show his mastery over the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb. And with that, Goku has completed his training, making his way back to Earth, but time is running out. Honestly, this was way more than just a regular training arc. It was more of a revelation for 3 of our favorite characters, with Goku and Gohan learning more about their origins, and Gohan especially seeing his growth from being a small pampered crybaby to one of the Earth's most powerful defenders, which we would follow this growth on into arcs to come. And we even got to see some character development from Piccolo, showing that he's more than just a demon slug, both in origin and personality. Truly a 10 out of 10 training arc, but still, the Saiyan's powers are mysterious
as the dark side of the moon.
Aw, shit. The Saiyans have arrived, and Goku is still nowhere to be found. But that's okay, because we have the Earth's mightiest heroes ready to rise up to the challenge. Will all the blood, sweat, and tears they shed make a difference? How will they fare in this upcoming battle? And will Goku make it in time? Find out next time on Ella vs. Z.